new generation of Mini came out in 2001 with the R53, the supercharged Cooper S. The second generation followed on in 06 with the R56. And we had to wait until 2013 for the third generation, the F56. And this week, managed to get his hands on this Mini Cooper S, a 2019, and the final generation of the manual Cooper S. Let's take a look around the car, pick out some key features, and then take it out on some of our favourite B roads. I can't wait. Welcome to this week's Fast and Fun. So this third generation was also turbocharged like the previous R56 generation, powered by BMW's B48, which was a 4-cylinder, 2-litre turbocharged engine producing 189 brake horsepower and about 206 pounds-feet of torque, which would propel this car now just over the wrong side of 1200 kg to a 0-60 time of around 6.5 seconds, comparable to probably its arch nemesis, the Ford Fiesta ST. The car got bigger, it's got heavier, but it still has got some striking looks. And although the Cooper S wasn't the fastest, because you had the John Cooper Works, which lifted power and performance more, and in fact you had also the limited edition GP Works as well, for the main the Cooper S was the go-to hot hatch from the Mini range. This particular one has got a splattering though of John Cooper Works stuff on the car, and when I do a walk around of this particular one, we'll take a look at some of the styling cues, and that's the benefit, and that's what BMW I think did really well. But it does make buying second-hand Minis just really confusing, because you've got the Cooper S, you've got the John Cooper Works, and got the mixture like this that sits in between, that's the Cooper S with a splattering of those John Cooper Works styling pieces. Let's take a look now around the car, walk around and pick out some of the key features with this Cooper S. I think two things really strike me when I first take a look at this this F56 3-door hatch is that, first of all, it's the colour. Red for me, black roof, really works nicely on the Cooper S. I think you get the best out of it, plus these magnificent John Cooper Works alloys, which we'll talk about shortly. But the second one is the size of it. This is absolutely no longer a small car. It may not come across like that, but it just looks taller, it looks longer, it looks wider. This is a big car for what is in essence really a 3-door little hot hatch. If we take a look at the front of the car then, some of the key features, you've got lots of chrome here, chrome headlights and around the front grille as well. You can tell this is a Cooper S. One of the giveaways is front fog lights. So the hotter John Cooper Works, those were replaced by air ducts to feed the upgraded Brembo brakes on the John Cooper Works. Aggressive, low air ducts here though. These will be feeling intercoolers, condensers, etc. Radiator up here as well. And although not really needed, that air vent, it stayed, and it's part of that Cooper S. It's what makes the Cooper S, and I do think that direct front view is the one that I absolutely love, and I think BMW have done so well, and the sales numbers suggest the same as well. Take a look around these alloys. So these are John Cooper Works alloys. I think they're called R509. I think is the BMW part number, I think, for these John Cooper Works Cup alloys or spoke alloys. The 5-spoke black diamond cut alloy wheels look fabulous. The spokes are so big though, I can't actually see the calipers on either side. I'm assuming they're 4-pot calipers on the Cooper S's. These do run on Pirelli P0 tyres. Really good to see. Great tyre with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S for me. Both are expensive, but you get absolutely. It shows you owners have put money into the right places. So that's really good to see. This stays like previous generations with the black rubber wheel arches and down the lower sills. Not a great fan of them, to tell you the truth. Quite often they discolour unless you keep on top of keeping them black. Again, more chrome, the chrome theme running through here, including the side light and repeater lights. Black wing mirrors, and then again the chrome here going all the way down handles throughout this pack. If we look at the rear spoiler, that's a John Cooper Works spoiler as well. Very aggressive, really nice there, and you can see that, yeah, really stand out and makes it just makes it, gives it a more harder edge. Nice bit of black here matching the black roof. And then if you look at the bottom part, this is the lower rear diffuser section here and the rear bumper. This is all John Cooper Works as well. Although these vents are all actually false because there's nothing actually in front of them. It does give it quite a square, squat look from behind. And that twin exhaust, centre exhaust, again a signature piece really from the Hot Minis. If we take a look in the boot, it's relatively restrictive. There's not a great deal of space in here. It is a little bit better than you think because there's a false floor there, so you can get some things ideal for, well, in this case, picnic blankets and bags, shopping bags. But for its class, again, it's not that bad at all. If we take a look from a practicality, and the petrol cap there, again keeping the chrome feature, which is kind of quite nice. You open it up and you've got John Cooper Works sill plate on here as well. And then I just wanted to get in the back of the car just to show you from an access. It's actually quite difficult. In fact, it's a real pain to pull the lever there. I don't know why they've put it in that position. And I'm going to climb in the back. You can see it's a two-seater. You can't, I mean, there's not really space for a third person, but it is two bucketed seats at the back as well. So I'm going to climb in. The driver's position is in my driver position, so 6-foot guy. I'm going to see if I can get in the back and shut and lock down the driver's seat. I've not actually checked whether I've got any leg room, but before I put that seat back, it's not bad space, to tell the truth. Yeah, seat quite comfortable. You'd have to put the headrest up, which is a bit low. It's on the top and the back, not on the head. And now here comes the truth. If I slide it back, that's locked into position. If I slide it back on the runners, so maybe, yeah, I have a bit of a problem. I can't actually get my feet, the seat come back far enough so I've got any leg room, which is a bit of a problem if you want to take 4-6-foot guys. But let's be fair, in the majority of cases, this is 1 or 2 people up front. It'll just be the occasional back seat. And that's why most back seats in Coopers or Minis are absolutely mint, because they're rarely used. Now I've just got to try to get out of it. Then the final thing we'll do is just have a quick look under the bonnet. It's a double pull for safety. And BMW do this really well. There's no latch, it's double pull from inside, and then it just pulls straight up. Again, the famous mini bonnet that has the holes where the headlights go. And there you go, the B48 engine, as I say, buried there. There's no oil stick on these; they're all digital from the driver's seat. Not a lot you can see, in truth, with this, but it's a renowned bulletproof engine and quite tunable as well. So again, if you want to tweak these and been turbocharged, it gives you the flexibility that from a fuel consumption, you can actually, the owner talks about some really impressive MPG figures as well, in and around the high 40s, 50, if you drive it carefully and consider it on the motorway. Clearly been turbocharged, when you open it up, twisty roads and really on it, that number can plummet quite fast. Okay, so I think that's enough from the walk around. I think what we need to do now is get out on some of my favourite roads. Okay, this specific Mini's done about 35,000 miles, so relatively modest amount of miles for a 2019 plate. It's got largely 90% leather seats with a little bit of Alcantara down the sides. They initially feel quite comfortable. Steering wheel is leather clad, Mini symbol in the middle, a few buttons on the steering wheel, and then you're faced with, obviously not the traditional speedo like the original Minis, but the speedometer now is in the front with a digital display underneath. The rev gauge is off to the left slightly, and a sort of a bar system of fuel level on the right hand side. And then the toggle switches that have been quite traditional, and the infotainment system, which is like a system similar to the BMW's iDrive system, in truth. Now I'm going to start the car just by pressing the toggle switch down. Keyless start. In fact, it's actually only done 31,000, so slightly less than I thought. Quite a warm, it's just gone quite warm today, so I'll just make sure everything's down to cool. And some of the touches here, it all feels okay, but it's clearly been made for a budget. The armrest seems very restrictive with the handbrake, so I'm going to try to take the handbrake off, and it just seems like I'm bashing on the armrest all the time, which doesn't feel ideal. The gear knob, I don't know why BMW have chosen the Mini to have this shape of gear knob. I've driven a couple of others. I drove a F55 5-door Cooper version of this about 2 years ago, and again, that style of gear knob I don't think is particularly pleasing to the touch. But it's relatively large, and it's still kept that traditional, quite vertical windscreen, which is quite nice. Few toggle switches here for the internal lights, etc. And that centre dash infotainment system with a whole plethora of different options you can go through there. All quite funky, and certainly appealing to trying to appeal to the younger audience as well. This one, the Cooper S, comes with 3 modes of drive as well, which includes a green, eco mode, a normal, and the sport mode, and we'll try a selection of those. Okay, so let's head off, and you'll join me on some better roads.